So I've just been having this conversation with my neighbor, and we were stood outside my house and she was looking in the window and she's like, oh my god, you're so organized, you have your tree up already, and I'm sure you've got like your Christmas presents already bought, and that must be the wedding planner in you. And yes, my tree is up. As you guys know, oh, say hello, Sasha. Sasha's got to say hello. As you know, it's up. No barking. It's up since the toy show. But yeah, what you're probably noticing as well is there's no decorations on it. There are just lights. Also, I do have, I would say, 95% of my Christmas presents bought. But I'm gonna let you guys in on my dirty little Christmas secret. So I've thought about this, but I realize it's probably the best thing to do. Hold on one sec. Let me sort the dog. Sasha wants some cuddles. Don't you, darling? Aww. So, yes, I'm gonna let you all in on a dirty little Christmas secret in that it probably takes me weeks, if not months, to look organized for Christmas. And that's kind of how I approach everything in life, to be organized. And I would say about 70% of the time I am really organized. About 10% of the time I am super organized, and about 20% of the time it is utter chaos. And sometimes all of those things happen simultaneously, like right now. As you guys know, I'm a new mum. Indiana is 8 weeks old. In fact, he had his 2-month injections today. So he is currently upstairs napping. I'm hoping, although I do hear a little feedback on his monitor, so he's possibly woken up. But I am gonna show you, oh, on our way up to see what he's at. I'm looking at him here on the monitor below. See? This is his little monitor. But here we've got some Christmas. And we'll walk up the stairs. And you're gonna see a lot of bright light right now because there's a window here. But check out the window ledge as we pass. Christmas decorations that I bought and just chucked there. More Christmas decorations that are just, you know, casually hanging around the house. And they've been casually hanging around the house like that for about 2 weeks. But this I'm about to show you is my great big dirty Christmas secret. If you ever wondered what Christmas looked like in a room, this is pretty much it. This is Christmas decorations, Christmas presents, Christmas cards, Christmas DIYs. Where are the Christmas DIYs? Here. Basically, this is my dirty Christmas secret. So nothing is out, but there's a lot of preparation already done. And that's why I'm not completely freaking out. I'm a little bit freaking out, I'll admit. Today is like the 3rd or 4th of December, and I will let you in, after I've dealt with the crying baby, how I plan, organize, and prepare for Christmas so that I stay a little bit safe. So I'm gonna have to make this angle and position work. I've got baby down here, puppy down here, both of whom are being utterly demanding today. Poor Indiana is not actually drinking his bottle. He just wants to suck it. He does not want his Dodie instead. If I take the bottle out or put Indiana down into any of his beds, he throws a complete fit. So I figure I am stuck here for a couple of hours at least. So I'll continue on with what I was saying. Yes, I'm an organized person, or so I like to think, but not all the time. I'm human. But I am going to share with you a couple of things that really help, especially around Christmas time. I love and adore and look forward to Christmas practically all year round. But I put a huge amount of pressure on myself to make Christmas this amazingly magical time, both for myself and those around me. And that's a huge amount of pressure, and I don't always meet my own expectations. But here's a couple of things that I do to help with that. Now this might be a bad one to start off on, considering it might have passed any of you who are hoping for like some quick tips that are going to make everything Hallmark perfect. But ideally, in an ideal world, you would start early. So you'd be starting in September to think about Christmas, not necessarily do anything, but to think and to put in place some of the things I'm going to talk about now. But it still is very early December, so if you have these grand expectations for Christmas and aren't entirely sure how to make them happen, start now, and at the very least, some of them may happen. I am an enormous fan of lists, not just for Christmas, for any time of year and basically for anything. And I make lists for everything for Christmas, from people I'm buying presents for things I want to do, movies I want to watch, things I want to cook or bake, things I want to attend, all of that sort of thing. So I actually, and this is kind of sad when I say it out loud, I make a list of all the lists I want to make, which is essentially what I call the Christmas brain dump. So normally early November, I will sit down just with a blank piece of paper, it doesn't have to be anything special or fancy, and I will brain dump everything surrounding Christmas and to do with Christmas that's in my head. And that sort of allows me a little bit of breathing space for Christmas, and it also means that I kind of get on paper everything that I'm trying to achieve that year. So that's how I start my lists, and then obviously I fill in the rest of them. Now, something I did probably about 4 or 5 years ago was I created what I call a Christmas planner. I had a really old file of facts. I wasn't using it, and so I decided to dedicate that as a place to put anything and everything to do with Christmas. And I got a couple of old notebooks and old diaries and just put them in there. I printed some free printable things from the internet and Pinterest. Things like, Christmas card lists, shopping, Christmas present shopping lists, budgets, contact lists for Christmas cards. So that a lot of my Christmas is automated, in that for the most part, I'm buying the same people gifts every year. I'm sending the same people Christmas cards every year. We attend very similar parties or events and such every year. So a lot of it's already there for me to sort of update and refresh and add to, and that saves a huge amount of time. Another thing I do probably midway through November is I update my calendar for December. And I put everything in there. So even things like, decorating the tree on this day, or I'm taking down the Christmas decorations on that day. I'm going Christmas food shopping on this day. And then obviously all the parties, events, carol concerts, shopping sales, all of those kind of things that I want to attend, I put them in my calendar. And then the next thing I do is I use Google Calendar. I send invites to everybody or anybody who I want to attend that event, occasion, shopping trip with, so that I know that it's in their calendar as well, hopefully. Or at least, say for people like my mum, for example. My mother is not online. She doesn't own a computer or a smartphone or anything like that. She's really old school, so obviously I speak to her about it. The next thing that I do is the buddy system. And that is basically for certain things like food shopping and certain Christmas shopping trips. It is a really good idea to go with somebody, not only for company and for fun and to see that person before the holidays, but it also kind of keeps you on track in a way. If you're both going for serious reasons, like these are serious shops, like say yesterday, myself and my mum went to the range. We both had lists of things that we needed to get in both the range and in some of the shops in Liffey Valley, and so it was great that I had her for company and support and ideas, and if something wasn't available that I wanted, we'd kind of brainstorm and so on, and it was a great day out with my mum. And I do a very similar thing for our Christmas food shopping with my brother. So every year for the last, I don't know, 3 or 4 years, my brother and I go and do our respective Christmas food shopping together. We go to a sort of, it's not so much a shopping centre. Oh, I suppose it is a shopping centre. This particular shopping centre has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It has like 5 major grocery stores all within the one development. And so it's very easy to go from one to the other. Often you don't even have to repark the car. So for Christmas, because obviously most of us tend to go all out, you know, for buying different groceries and stuff like that, and buying special things and cooking things we wouldn't normally cook, we like that have our big lists of what we want to get in each shop, or what we hope to get in each shop. And again, because you've got somebody with you, you have some company, help with the bags, you know, all of those kind of practical things as well. And so it's a great way of doing things. Another sort of thing that I have started just to do this year with regards to automation is this year we are actually sending out personalized Christmas cards. I am very excited about this. We did a newborn baby shoot with little Indiana when he was just 9 days old, and as luck would have it, the photographer that did our amazing newborn shoot had just set up her sort of enchanted forest scene for doing, she does these kind of amazing themed photo shoots as well, and she asked us if we would like a few shots, and she has amazing costumes, so James and I got dressed up too, and we got really cool shots. So I'm very excited about that. So we actually ordered all our Christmas cards. They arrived within a week, almost 3 weeks ago. Now I actually have to write them, but that's a different story. Another thing that I do a lot is, I suppose, let's call it delegation, for want of a better word. I know this is not a very flattering angle, but this little dude is heavy and I need to put my arm down for a bit. But another kind of thing that I do is delegation. So my biggest delegation, I suppose, is with online shopping. I probably buy about 90 to 95% of our Christmas presents online, on Amazon, or not in the high street, or basically everywhere and anywhere, to be fair. And they get delivered to the house here, which means it cuts down. Sorry, he's probably very noisy. It cuts down on the amount of shops I need to go to, or trips I need to make, and it just makes the whole thing really easy. Now, the important thing to factor in here though is, one, shipping costs. Sometimes I use Parcel Motel or Unpost shipping service if the shipping cost of the item is really high. Sometimes it can be cheaper, especially when doing things like Amazon, if it's not a Prime product. Sorry, I have a little list here of things I wrote. See, I love lists. Another kind of thing that I do to automate / delegate for Christmas is particularly when it surrounds presents, is often I'll buy presents in themes. So I'll either give, say, a family all themed presents, or I'll give, say, themed presents to all the females or themed presents to all the males. It just makes the whole thing simpler. For example, a couple of years back, I did like a manicure and a pedicure themed present for pretty much all of the females in my life. So I just went out and I bought a huge amount of nail varnishes and nail files and manicure sets and cuticle oils and nice hand creams and all of those kind of things. And I essentially did up mini hampers or little hampers for all of the females that I was giving gifts to. Another year I did the same with sort of like coffees and hot chocolates and things like that. So sometimes it can just be easy to group families or people together like that and give them themed gifts, so that you're not trying to think of, you know, these amazing personal gifts for everybody. A big one that I'm learning, particularly this year, having Indiana has been amazing. And while he is such a good baby, like he is unbelievable, he is very fussy today because he had his injections this morning, so that's understandable. But generally speaking, he is an amazing baby. He is very easygoing, he sleeps a lot, he eats well and all that. But being a mum is super demanding. I didn't know what to expect before he came along, and since he's come, it's been like a joy, but oh goodness, it's been demanding. He probably takes up all of my time. And so I'm having to let a lot of things slide or go or not be as perfect or as the expectation I had hoped for. And sometimes this has always been the case with Christmas. I adore Hallmark movies, and Hallmark movie is like, for me, the epitome of Christmas. It is just over the top, overdone. There's a cookie at every turn. Everybody can sing perfect Christmas songs. It's like, it's ridiculous Christmas on steroids, but that's what I like. And that's what I aim for. I'm yet to achieve it. So I often have to let things go. But the key to this is that in letting go is that you don't give yourself a hard time about letting go of whatever it might be, of lowering your expectations slightly or doing something a little bit different. And the key here is to let go, not to beat yourself up about it, but actually to continue on. So it's very easy to try to achieve something, not necessarily to do with Christmas, but to try to strive towards something like the most amazing Christmas dinner or the most amazing... Look at this. So cute. The best dressed Christmas tree, whatever it may be. And not to get there, and because it's not exactly what you want, you just give up. You forget the whole thing and don't move forward. So my big advice is to be kind to yourself about it. You know, accept that everything might not be as picture perfect as you had hoped or planned, but to continue anyway. And that is probably the best piece of advice I can offer, particularly at this time of the year when expectations can be so very high. And like, I'm realizing, especially with this little dude's arrival, that it really isn't about the gifts, which are lovely to receive and to give. I love to give gifts, but the actual gift isn't the important part. It really is the thought that counts, and also it's the making of the memories that are most important. And that's a big thing, you know, when you're making your lists, don't make it all about the consumerism, the buying, the, you know, the attaining stuff, like the shopping for Christmas food or alcohol or sweets or Christmas presents or the clothes that you want to wear, all those kind of things. Make a list of the memories, like your bucket list, the things you want to do, see, achieve, take a photograph of over the Christmas period. Those are really important too. The one thing I will say, top tip, is, oh, you alright, dude? Yeah. My top tip is Christmas clothes. If you don't already have something in your wardrobe, or you need something new, or something that fits you better, or fits you at all, buy them now. Because I get into like Christmas Eve and I'm like, oh my god, I've done everything else, but I have nothing to wear. And women, buy yourself tights if you're wearing a dress or skirt. Men, buy yourself good socks, because you always run out of things like that right up to Christmas, and then it is too late. Ooh. Hey dude. So, I've shared my dirty Christmas secret with you, and I have rabbited on for, oh my gosh, nearly 11 minutes. Hopefully you found this a little bit useful. I'm sorry it's not a fun-filled vlog, but we're kind of rolling with this little dude here at the moment, who hopefully, are we rolling with you at the moment, Indy? Hopefully you've enjoyed this. If you have any tips or ideas or tricks on how you make Christmas happen for you, do share them in the comments below. Talk to you guys tomorrow. Bye.